Good morning, everyone, and welcome to freedailycoaching.com. This morning's morning hangout. I want to welcome each and every one of you and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule to come and join us here at freedailycoaching.com, where each and every morning, Monday through Friday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, we do a live hangout where we have a live chat. There's live questions and answer, and it's built around you. It's built around the participants. The participants do guest hosting. The participants are the ones driving the questions and fueling the topics that we talk about each and every morning. So very first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you that's here this morning. Now, I'm super excited. I am always excited about something, right? If you guys have been here, you realize that uh, I get fired up and, I get excited uh, about the different techniques, about the different methods that we can use, and also about the results. I get excited to watch you guys taking action and getting results, and then also when I'm taking some new actions and getting results as well. So I'm going to jump into some stuff this morning that I think you guys are going to get really excited for. And, a lot of times on Free Daily Coaching, and because of the style in which I build my business, because I'm primarily a networker that works online, sometimes it seems like a little woo-woo or foofy, right? It seems like a little like on some of the things that I'm doing. Some people are like, hey, what? That's not really quantifiable. Well, this morning I did some screenshots. I took a screenshot last night, and I want to show you guys. And why? Because I want to show you that it's real, because I want to prove to you so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you can do this, that you can go out and do exactly what I'm doing. This isn't rocket science. This isn't like I'm an engineer and I figured out something that you can't figure out, and I want you to figure it out, because there's nothing to figure out. What the only thing to figure out is that there's nothing to figure out. That there's already all of this stuff has already been done. People are already doing it. Let someone else go and figure out all the complicated stuff. Leverage is about using other people's talents and skills, and that's another call. But this morning I wanted to talk about connecting with people. It's really simple. And we've talked about this before, and I wanted to show something tangible this morning, because when we talk about going out and meeting people each and every day, I want to ask you, are you actually doing that? Did you actually go out and connect and meet and make some new friends on social networks? If that's your strategy, if you're using that free approach, if you're networking with people, did you go out and meet some people? That's the question. So before we get into that, I want you to think about that question. How many people did you go out and meet today? And hey, it's okay. You want to throw it in the chat, or you want to throw any questions and answers up? I've got that open. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and say hello to a few people. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, good morning to Sarah and Patty. Good morning, Tim and Linda. Craig, good morning to you, sir. It's lovely to have you here. Mr. Tom Leonard, good morning to you. Kevin and Pauline, or Pauline probably. I'm not sure if they're both there. This morning. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone that's just popping on. Good morning to our Canadian friends. Karen, there's a few more Canadians here now. Some of them are kind of shy. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to show you something that I think is really cool. So let me pull something up really quick, and I'm going to pull up a picture. So last night I took a screenshot, and I think this is the one. Yeah, and so let me go and do a screen share so you guys can see this. Let me make it bigger. All right, let me do a screen share. Oh man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let me hit screen share here. So I'm gonna do desktop, screen share. Okay, so you guys should be able to tell me if you guys can see this big picture up here. This is a screenshot I took. You can see at the top of this screenshot, it is yesterday, 6/18, and it was at 6:55 p.m. So it was just about 7 o'clock. So I was just about starting a webinar, and I was like, I want to do something. I had met a bunch of people already, and I started at like I don't know, I was in like the 1680s or 90s, and I had made a bunch of friends, and I was like, I want to show everyone how this actually works. So you can see here that, so last night it was about 7 o'clock, almost 7 o'clock, and my friends, I had 1,713 friends. So let me know that over in the chat, just let me know that you guys can see this, because there's a little bit of a delay. And let me go ahead and I'll close it, and I'll come over here and see if you guys can see me. Awesome. Did you guys see that? Let me know that you saw that over on the Hangout, just in the chat. Presented my business, local health club, and they opted into my list. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So 3 more leads yesterday, just by showing his trainers at his local gym. Awesome. Way to go, Phil. So let me know that, yes, you saw that. Did you see my, I know there's a little bit of a delay, but let me know. Okay, 1713. Okay, perfect. So the reason I wanted to show you guys that was because I want to show you that it doesn't have to be this big complicated thing. If you're in groups where it's like pulling teeth to meet people in the group, then go to a different group, right? It's just that simple. Check this out. If you went to go fishing, and I'm not a big fisherman, so if this isn't the greatest analogy, give me a break here, but excuse me. If you went fishing and you went to the same, if you went to go fishing in a stream, and you went fishing in this stream every time you went for like 3 hours and you never caught anything, or once in a while you pulled up like a rubber boot or a tin can or something that wasn't a fish, you would probably stop going to that like stream or that pool of water, right? Excuse me for 1 second, guys. Okay, so if that's the case, if that's what you guys would do, right? If that's really what you would do, then why would you go into these groups where the group is no good? There's nothing happening there, right? You're not getting any action in that group. If you're only getting like one person every 5-6 days, why would you play in that group? Why would you play in that pool? It wouldn't be a good investment of your time, right? And that's what it's all about, is your time. Because isn't that what you're doing, is building some freedom for yourself? Right? So that you can have the financial freedom, so that you can have the time freedom that you're searching for. So I want to show you my screenshot now. Hold on. Let me go on here. I want to bring someone over so that you can tell me faster. Let me see if I can't just bring someone over really quick. I try to bring someone over. Let's see if that works. And we'll see. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. So how do I connect? So first of all, I found a group where everyone in the group, or not everyone, but a good majority of the group was interacting. It was actually a social group. The idea of social networking, and the people that were in the group were talking. Let me see if I can't bring it over. No, well, let me try one more person. That idea, that concept is being used. So in that group, all these people are being social. So if they're being social, I know they're interacting. So then I started interacting with those people. I started friending them. They started friending me. It was just that simple. I just started interacting with a group of people that were already showing interaction. I didn't go into a group that was doing something that was opposite of where I was trying to go, right? So if you're not trying to become a spam-a-llama-ding-dang and spamming everyone all the time, then stop going into the spam-a-llama-ding-dang groups and posting. Unless you're posting and you're posting something totally different to show that it could be totally different. Oh, now they both came over. A delay. No worries. So unless you're going into those groups and doing it totally different and trying a totally different strategy, and you're willing to use that almost as a passive strategy where you're going to build it over time, wouldn't it make sense to go somewhere where there's already people? Wouldn't it make sense? Like, what's a better place to go salmon fishing? Over here in the stream that comes off the top of the mountain here in Colorado? Or up in Alaska where you know these bad boys are spawning? Or do you want to go up and fish the Columbia River where you know steelhead are jumping out of the water? Right? It's a no-brainer. You're going up north. Why? Because there's no salmon here in Colorado. I mean, not unless you're buying at the market, right? So does that make sense, Phil, what I've been sharing this morning about when you want to connect with people, you want to go to places where the people are active?
Oh yeah, yeah. Being active is you know, there's quite a few dead groups out there, and you know, there's quite a few. In other words, in your analogy, there's quite a few dead ponds, dead rivers. So yeah, it's I've tried some and tried connecting with people, and you get a little here and a little there, and it's just not even worth the time. So
Right? It's like you're like 5 hours in and you're like, dude, I talked to 3 people.
yeah,
Now, so Phil, this is I talk about this a lot. I don't know if you specifically will resonate with this or not. If one is true, the other must be true as well. And this is what I mean by that. And this is something that I believe in life. Okay, this is like a life philosophy of mine, guys. So if you think I'm a weird guy or foo-foo or something, like you might want to jump off the hangout. If you've been watching this and you're like, hey, what's this guy talking about? I don't need life help. I'm just here for my business. Then just turn the video off. It's cool, okay? What I've realized is some things that are true about life permeate through everything. There's universal rules, so to speak, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you're here in China, gravity's still gravity. You're still stuck to the earth. That's just the way it is, okay? It's a universal principle, right? Here's a principle. If there's light, there must be dark. If there's plus, there's minus, right? If I can't see, I can probably hear better. Well, in this case, you can see I got big ears, so I can't hear better either. But I have to have something else that's like, right? I can't grow any hair on my head, or it grows really sparse, but look at the beard. I could grow this beard out like in another 3 weeks, it's going to be like Santa Claus, right? So everything is yin and yang, right? Tit for tat. There's always a balancing factor. So that being said, if what Phil just talked about is true, if there's a bunch of dead ponds, if there's a bunch of ponds that are stagnant and algae over them and mosquitoes, and it takes you, and that pond is a pool of people, and it's some social networking area. Let's use Facebook for example, because that's what we're talking about, right? If that is true, and there's all these stagnant ponds, then guess what else must be true? If that pond is stagnant, those people must be at a different pond. Because we know that people are in Facebook, right? They're there. They're just not at that pond. What if I tell you that instead of working for 5 hours to get 3 people, you could work for an hour or 2 and get hundreds? Yeah, hundreds. Last night at 6:55, you saw that I was at 1713. For about 45 minutes to an hour, I went and was looking for groups and friending some people and talking to people and chatting and liking and commenting on their stuff. And I found a pool of people where everyone was like, hey! So I came into the group and was like, hey! Just like everyone else. And guess what? It was like Friendapalooza. And I want to show you. All right? So that was 7 o'clock last night. I worked for about an hour and a half on my computer. Now, about an hour of it was the initial like talking to people, and then the last half hour was literally trying to keep up with people. And I've been up, guys. Literally, I've been up. My wife had to go in early this morning, so I've been up since about 5, which is not my optimal like wake up time. But I've been. Phil, tell me when you can see my Facebook screen. Let me just
right there.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Cool. So look at what my friends say, Phil.
Oh yeah.
1836. So over 100 friends since last night at 7 o'clock. So in less than 12 hours, basically, because I woke up, it was already that. It was already, so I did over 100 friends in 12 hours. And check this out. Most of that 12 hours I was sleeping. Right? I only worked for like an hour of it, guys. So I hope, hold on, let me make sure so did everyone see that? Just tell me that you guys all saw that. I know Phil did. I want to make sure in the chat that you guys all saw that. The reason I'm showing you guys, not so like I can be like, hey, look at me, I got a lot of friends. I'm showing you because you can go out and make these connections. It's not that hard. I literally had people just bing, 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 bing. Will you be my friend? Right? And check this out. From that 100 people. Now, did I talk to every single one of those 100 people directly yesterday? Not every single one. Out of those 100, I probably talked to 80 of them, though. And out of those people, out of those 80, I don't know what the exact number is, but out of those people, I would say that probably at least half are interested in something I'm doing. Guys, that's amazing. Let me tell you guys how amazing attraction marketing is. I've learned these principles that we all are being taught, right? It's like this. I gave this analogy last night. It's like Phil came to me a month ago and said, hey, Bert, what are you doing over there? And I was like, oh, man, I'm doing this, this, and this. And he's like, what? Like he didn't see what I was doing. So I said, Phil, take your glasses off. Just do this for a second and look. And so he did, and he was like, oh, I see what you're talking about. Once he was able to do that, he was able to see. So then he could put his glasses back on, and when he put his glasses back on, he was like, oh, man, I saw something else. And I was like, yeah, now check this out, Phil. And then I reached over, and I just handed Phil my glasses. And he put them on really quick, and he's like, oh, my gosh, dude, did you see the other thing that was right there? And I said, yes, I did. That's why I handed you these glasses. And then after that, I grabbed a pair of sunglasses, and I said, Phil, check out what happens when you look through these tinted red sunglasses. And it was like every time he got a new pair of shades or a new polarization or a new pair of glasses, he saw something new. And that is exactly what I hope that the free daily coaching call brings to each and every one of you. I hope that you were able to say, okay, I get it. I've been in all these spammy groups, and I haven't found a bunch of people. Now, I'm not saying that, guys, listen, I've been doing this for a year and a half now, okay? I have literally refined the skill of communicating with human beings, okay? If you haven't figured that part out, I don't know why you're coming to this call. Maybe to learn that, right? That's what I'm guessing. I have learned out how to have an energy, have a presence, and talk to people about that and show them how they could tap into that same resource. I see Debbie Deardorff on my call. She used to never come onto this side. Last Tuesday or depends on when you're watching this. Maybe you're watching this recording, but just a few days ago, you could go back in my YouTube channel and see that Debbie Deardorff actually hosted a webinar. She's actually comes out on the Hangout. You see her smiling. She's like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm playing. I'm doing it. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what the challenges have been. I'm in, right? I get messages every single day. I got another one from another Deb that lives not in Arizona, but in New Mexico, that was like, you know what? I need a little dash of Bert in the morning. Guys, you could create that. Phil created it. Phil's got a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night webinar series happening. Right? That Felicia Mupo that did a freelance call yesterday is doing it. She's hosting a webinar, right? Her and Phil both got webinars going on tonight. They're, like, guys, I'm telling you, it's not complicated. It's not hard. It's so simple, but it's about peeling that onion, right? It's about peeling that onion, and you're the onion. You got to peel the layers off of you to get to the best part of you, right? And, hey, guess what? We all know what happens when you work with onions. Sometimes there's some crying along the way, okay? Some tears will be spilled, right? You learn some tricks, how to, like, not cry as much, put the bread in your mouth, wear one of those, like, Dr. Vapor masks or something, right? I don't know, get some, like, incense burning in your house and, like, wafting it into your kitchen. I'm sure there's multiple different ways to not get the tears. But we all know the first couple times you do the onions, until you experience that, it's like burning yourself on a stove. Right? You just don't know until you do it. You're like, oh, this onion is super. I love these onions. I love it. Right? Then you get some of them, and you're like just chopping away, and you're like, wow, this onion's nothing. Right? Guys, you're the onion. You got to peel the layers back to find the best you. Right? You are the onion. The groups of all these people, they're the pools. They're the pools of fish, right? So once you start peeling, hey, listen, you don't have to be like the best version of you. Phil didn't say, you know, I'm going to start doing this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday webinar when I become a leadership level 2 in My Lead System Pro, which is a marketing system that we use. And when I make it to the double diamond, triple star, ambassador deluxe royal club, points millionaire deluxe guy, top earner in my home-based business, then I'm going to start doing webinars, right? No. Feels like I'm starting webinars right now. What that does is that A, it allows him to start creating content. B, it allows him to step into that leadership role. And C, it allows him to grow. How is he going to get good at doing webinars? By doing a bunch of webinars, right? How did I get good at talking to a bunch of people? By talking to a bunch of people. That's it. I didn't do anything special. I didn't go to the now, I'm not saying that I haven't done some personal development. I'm not saying that I haven't read books on copyright, on becoming a better person, on personality types, on communication with other human beings. Absolutely. But it's not like I got a doctorate in it, right? I didn't go to MIT. I don't have like advanced psychological baccalaureate degrees. I can't prescribe medication to make you smarter. You know what I mean? Like, none of that stuff's happening yet. By following a bunch of simple directions, I have proven, literally I have proven it. And this morning I showed you empirical data, which is not my normal forte. I'm kind of an idea guy, right? I live in this world where I'm like, wait, I have an idea, right? That just reminded me, like, I felt like I was movie guy. I live in a world where everything is ideas, right? I live in that world. What's that Leonardo DiCaprio movie where they're in the dreams and all the things are growing? Remember that movie? What is it?
Inception.
Inception. That's where I live. My world is a world of Inception. It's all right here, right? It's all up in my head. And guess what? I know it's in your head too. And this is the great part. This is the best part. All the fun ideas, all the things that are going on in here, if you just will allow yourself, if you will just peel one little layer of skin off the onion, and you will allow yourself to do what Debbie did and host a webinar, if you will allow yourself to be like Phil and say, hey, I'm going to do this before I'm amazing leadership 5,000 and speaking from stages and flying all around the world in the Aguilar jet lines, and I'm just saying right now, I get free miles on Aguilar Air. I'm just saying. I'm calling it right now, I get free bonus miles, right? Phil's doing it now ahead of time, and guess what he does? By doing that, guys, by doing that, it's like that Inception movie. You're then creating it. It goes from being in your head, from this idea, from this concept, into action. And when you take the action, that's when it changes. That's when, like, the buildings start coming out of the ocean, and you're like, how did I do that? And you're like, dude, you just took action. You just believed. You believed it, you knew it, you followed the results. And the results are real. And the reason I wanted to show you this morning is because I get the same call over and over. I do question and answer every single day, Monday through Friday, here at Free Daily Coaching. We start at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time every single Monday through Friday. Whether I'm here, whether Phil's hosting, or Debbie, maybe Felicia, maybe Tom Leonard, or Linda Bomba, maybe Karen Andrews from Canada is giving a Canadian shout-out. No matter what, every single day there's someone here for live question and answer. Yet every morning when this hangout ends, I get Facebook messages, text messages, and calls, because I invite you guys all to communicate with me, absolutely, right? If you have any questions, it's the same question every day. What do? I meet people. That's it. I just meet people. That is it. I meet lots of people. If you want to know why Phil or Debbie or myself or Linda, let's say, is getting more leads, is getting more results, why they're so excited, it's because they took action and they got a result. Guys, I've taken plenty of actions. I've peeled plenty of parts of the onions that made me cry. I've done things that have not worked. that's not my focus though. When it doesn't work, I just move on. I'm like, oh, stagnant pond, whoop, stub my toe. Maybe you saw last week, you saw a big scab on the back of my head where I hit my head. Okay, listen, when my wife was taking that picture, she was like, I need to get a camera picture of your head really, Bert, so everyone can really see. Because she was going like this and touching it, and she's like, 1, 2. She counted like 11 different scars back there. You'd think I'd learn. Like, it's the top of my head, for goodness sake, right? But guess what? I keep bumping my head, and it's okay. I don't stop doing life. I don't stop working in my garage or rip all the cabinets out because I hit my head on the cabinet. No, I tell myself, I put a Post-it note on the cabinet door that says, shut this door, right? You gotta step up. You have to. This morning, I want you to step up. I want you to step up, and this is how I want you to step up. That one thing that you were thinking about doing in your imagination, in your mind's eye, that thing that you were thinking about, Debbie was thinking about doing a webinar for a while, okay? She was thinking about it. But guess what? She did it. And now she's through that hurdle. Now she can move on. Now that doesn't have to be a challenge anymore. That's over. She's through that. There's more barriers. There's new hurdles, right? Phil's not thinking about putting something together where he's going to do a 3-day webinar series. He's done thinking about it. He's taken action. So I wanted to challenge you guys, and guess what? It wasn't comfortable. None of those decisions were comfortable. Debbie wasn't, I talked to Debbie before her morning hangout. Was she excited? Absolutely 100%. Okay? Did she like run 5 miles like Phil does every morning, right? Around her block and come in for a jazzercise workout and like get glammed up like Hollywood fashion, and she was like, okay, I'm ready. No. She was like, okay, dude, this is my first time. I'm going to do the PowerPoint. I'm going to do this, right? I got some questions. That's normal. Guys, that is normal, okay? It's absolutely normal. Go back and watch some of my first videos. Go listen to the first original calls when it was just me on the telephone by myself. It was a nightmare, okay? Nightmare. I go back and watch it, and I'm like, I want to delete them, and the only reason I don't is so that you can see them, so that you can go back and be like, what was wrong with him? Is that the same guy? Like, he's not wearing his glasses, so he's like squinting half the time to try to read what looks like a piece of paper taped onto his computer. And I was shaking the whole time. Welcome, and follow the link, right? I didn't know. And just like you don't know. And you never will if you don't take that step. I know we went through a bunch of different stuff today, right? I got off on an onion tangent because you're the onion. We got to peel those layers back to find what's inside of you. We got to find what's inside of you and bring that out, right? When we're dicing the onion, the reason that we cry is because we're releasing stuff from the onion, right? When we peel the onion, when you cut the onion, you're releasing. There's chemicals are happening. Chemistry, the universe is happening. Those chemicals rise up. And as they rise up, as a human being, you are affected by them. Most of the time, with little salty water that comes out of your face. Sometimes a little bit leaks out of your nose if it's a really good onion. Right? You're like, woo, that is strong. It's going to be a good sandwich. Right? We talked about a little bit about you and peeling that back. But what I really wanted to show you, and if you didn't see this, if you're watching the replay, if you just got on, go back and watch. What I really wanted to show you was how simple it can be when you find a pool. You know, because I talk about it all the time. I tell you guys all the time, and I tell you what I'm doing, but I forget to show you sometimes. I think that you would just believe because you see what I'm doing, like obviously it's working. But I wanted to show you because some of you need that data. Some people, and I forget that some people aren't like me. Some people aren't idea people. Some people are nuts and bolts. Some people are very, analytical, and they need to see the data. They need to see the proof. Well, I hope that showing you that in less than 24 hours, in literally 12 hours, most of which I was sleeping, I was able to make over 100 connections. Guys, you saw as I shared my screen, I was starting to shut down some of those conversations. Right now, I've got 14. that are waiting for me. 14 people that are waiting to talk, that are like, bro, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And guess what, guys? These are all principles that you've learned, whether you've learned them here on Free Daily Coaching Call, whether you've learned through a marketing system, through a community, attraction marketing. Yo, I don't have stuff all over my face. Okay, I don't have stuff, guys. I'm going over a little bit, I know, this morning. I don't usually go over it, but I'm pumped this morning because, you know, I don't have stuff all over my wall that's like, hey, I'm in XYZ company, or I'm in this company, or, I mean, I talk about what I do, but I'm not just like over the top about it. Like, I sell M&Ms and get M&Ms and they're melt in your mouth, not in your hand, and the peanut ones are the best, and don't get the almond ones because you might have a tree allergy or something, right? I'm not every day about M&Ms. And then people aren't like, oh yeah, that's Bert the M&M guy, he's nuts, right? No, I'm just me doing my thing, trying to help other people, and guess what? When I meet all these friends, then they're like, so what do you do? And most of them come back like this. I'm not kidding, 75% because you don't have, or because I don't have all that company stuff everywhere, like 75% of them come back and say something to this effect: do you have a company like an MLM, or do you just do coaching? Hello? When they ask you that question, you don't have to be all like, now I'm going to posture up. They just postured you for you. They just said, hey, obviously you're awesome and you do coaching. That's their assumption. You also have a company in the back end? They're basically, when I hear that question to me, they're saying to me, hello, I need to ask you about two different things, one about your company and one about how I could get coaching from you. That's attraction marketing, guys. That's it boiled down, right? And I know it's boiled down over and over and over again. We hear it every day. But I'm trying every day, I try to give a new example, a new way, right? A new way to show it, a new way to show how Debbie did it, a new way to show how Phil did it, or Felicia, or Linda's doing it, or Tom, or Karen, right? Lori, anyone, Robert, all of you guys, anyone and everyone. I'm trying to bring it to a new angle so you can see it from a different perspective. We talked about it today, a different perspective. We talked about it, and we used the analogy of wearing different glasses and seeing it through different lenses, right? Because as you peel the onion layer back and you start looking at things with different perspectives and different sets of glasses, you're able to see things that were right there. They were always right there in front of you, right? Like, check it out. If we go to a 3D movie and you don't have 3D glasses and I have 3D glasses and you look over and you see me like reaching out into the audience, yo, we're sitting at the same movie. I just got a different pair of glasses on, so I see this thing that's trying to fill my face. Right? If I'm wearing the glasses, the little alien thing is like trying to bite my face off. I'm like, ah! Right? I remember, I'll tell you, the first video 3D thing I ever saw was at Disneyland. I lived in Southern California. It was Michael Jackson, Captain EO. Okay? Captain EO. And it was like this 3D like video dance. You know, it's Michael Jackson video. It was in 3D. I'm not kidding you. The whole entire time, like, you couldn't stop watching the movie because stuff was coming out, but you're watching everyone else because even though you know it's not physically there, you can't help but, like, reach out and try to get it. You're like, wow, it's so amazing. And guess what? You take the glasses off, you're looking at everyone like they're goofballs. So it's all about perspective, guys. And I hope this morning I showed you some perspective and I showed you some empirical data to show you that you can go out and do this. Now, I want to say my results might not be typical. You might not get the same exact result as me. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while. This is a skill set that I specifically learned and have tried to master. Some people mastered pay-per-click advertising. That is some complicated stuff to me. Right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to make a spreadsheet to copy that? Right? But what I learned how to do is talk to people. You can do the same exact thing. Because check this out. You already do it anyway. You're already talking to people. It's already a skill set that you possess. Why not just boost it up a little bit? Why not just improve it a little bit and use you, your biggest asset, to your advantage? Why not you be your biggest advantage? Because I believe you are. I believe the advantage that you have against everyone else, amongst everyone else, is you. You're the secret ingredient, right? We talk about that all the time. So we've peeled the onion back, we've looked at it from a different point of view, and we've given you physical proof that it's possible. Imagine this. I'm imagining it. That's why I'm so excited. Imagine if I do what I did last night. This is what my mentor told me. Imagine if you would just do what you already know how to do. That's a quote from Mrs. Diane Hockman, right? Now imagine if I would just do what I already know how to do. Imagine if I would do today what I went and did last night again for another hour. And then I do it for the next 5 days. In 5 days, based on yesterday's results, I will have 500 more people, more friends. I will have like substantially met a lot of people. And out of those people, how many people are coming out of my email list and coming to the webinars and doing everything? A lot of people. So guys, I want to encourage you to go out and meet people. Go find some new pools to swim in. And if you found a stagnant pool, get out. That's it. Just get out of the pool. Just be like, oh, this one has algae in it. This is no good. And go to the next pool. Thank you guys for staying extra with me this morning. Thank you for letting me rant a little bit. I hope that when I showed you that data this morning, it wasn't to be a braggart. I hope that you realize that. And I hope that everyone that's watching, and if you're watching the replay or you're here on Google Plus or YouTube, that you realize that the reason that I showed that was to show those people that want to see the proof, that want to see the hard data, to say, Bert, you're real excited. You're jumping up and down in your backyard. Today I'm going to do flash dance video in the backyard. I'm so excited. I'm going to have my son pour the bucket of water over me and everything. I'm for reals. I'm going to have him stand on a ladder and do the water like flash dance. I know you guys think that that's goofy, and it is. It's absolutely goofy, but that's what I do. So, to show you that what I do actually works, I showed proof, right? I showed the proof, not to brag, to show the proof. If you don't think telling stories about goats and doing flash dance videos and standing on your roof and shouting out can get you leads, you're absolutely 100% mistaken. It absolutely can work, and I showed you how to do it this morning. And I showed you how simple it could be that overnight you can meet hundreds of people and have hundreds of new people to communicate with. And I know that you can do it. If you're here this morning, you're doing something for you and for your business. So now end this hangout and go do something even more incredible and go connect with 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. I never imagined I would say it, and I'm going to say it to you now. What if you could go out and meet 100 people today? What if you could have a webinar in a few months from now, in a week, in a day, just like Phil? You could host one just like Debbie. You could do a call just like this free daily coaching call, and you could tell people about how you met 25 people last week, like Kevin and Pauline did last weekend, I think, on a Friday afternoon, right? How exciting will that be for you? It will be amazing. Trust me. It will be amazing. You will see how come I get so excited, okay? You will see why Phil was like, okay, I'm doing a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday webinar. You'll see why he's willing to commit to that when you go out and meet 5 people in a day, and then you up your number and go do 10. Go meet 25 people in one day and be like, oh my gosh, I met 25 people today. I can't believe I did that. And keep upping your ante, not to compete against everyone else, for you, so that you can do it. And then you'll know that it doesn't take 27 cups of coffee. I don't drink Red Bull. I'm not a monster guy. I'm not crushing down like 87 like artificial chemical combination things. It's not my gig. I do drink some coffee in the morning, right? But that's it. That's it, guys. You'll see. You get fired up and energized when your business starts growing and things start working. That's it. That's the secret. People are like, well, how did that guy get so much energy? Well, listen, if you go meet 25 people in a day and you used to meet 0 and you're like, oh, man, I'm going to have to go to the mall and talk to people in the parking lot. I don't want to go to the mall and talk to people in the parking. Do I have to go door to door and put up like flyers? I'm going to have to go to the grocery store. Uh-oh. Oh, I spilled. I'm going to have to go to the grocery store and put up flyers? No, absolutely not. You're not going to have to do that, right? And you'll get excited. When you know you don't have to do that, You'll be super excited. I got so excited I spilled my coffee on my MacBook. MacBook with coffee. It was quick, so I think I got it good. So that's it, guys. I'm not gonna. Oops. Let me put this up here. I'm not gonna rant anymore, right? I'm gonna come outside. I'm gonna show you how beautiful it is in Colorado today. I've got a challenge going with a bunch of you guys. Phil, look behind me, buddy. Look at this garden I got. I got this garden right here. I got another raspberry bush down there, and I got this other garden bed that I planted right here. I got tomatoes. I got peppers. I got the whole thing. And guys, it's because I'm able to work from home, because I made some simple decisions to follow some mentors, to follow people that had already done something that said, hey, stop figuring it out, Bert. There's nothing to figure out. The only thing to figure out is, are you going to take some action? Are you going to go and meet some people today? And that's what I'm asking you. Are you going to go meet some people today? Are you going to take some action? I hope the answer is yes, because I can tell you one thing. If you do, the rewards are going to be amazing. And believe me, you will be amazed. You will be absolutely overjoyed. You'll be blown away at what you can do when you take a little bit of action. Like always, guys, if you need anything, if you have any questions besides what to do, if any other question is set for what to do today, call me, text me, Facebook message me. Let's talk about it. Remember, guys, tonight, connect with Phil Aguilar, connect with Felicia Mupo on Facebook. They're both hosting webinars this evening, okay? Connect with them. They'll hook you up with the links. They'll get you connected. They probably both have posted links in the one of my groups. So if you're not privy to that, just get a hold of someone and we'll get you the link. We'll make sure. That's what we do here, okay? We'll make sure that you get connected to the resources that you require to take your business to the next level. Thank you, Phil, for jumping over and doing the screen share with me. Thank you again, Debbie, for jumping over. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. Go out and have an awesome day. Thanks for being on freedailycoaching.com. And remember, tomorrow's a Friday free-for-all, so you know everyone's going to bring it. I brought my free-for-all today and showed you my results. So tomorrow, be ready to come out to the webinar, bring your results, bring your action steps so we can see what you did. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.